Hi, I'm Sadie from Mr. Solis' class, and we're talking about, and we're doing a unit end of the year project thing on experiences, like learning experiences we've had in the class. And the experience that I'm talking about is the experience of just blogs and having them instead of worksheets and packets. This was one of the best experiences in the class because it saved me so many hand cramps and sores, and it pretty much my hands weren't sacrificed to the pencil this year. One thing it really taught me was don't abuse your powers, because I once thought I was doing something to my page of the website when turns out it was at the entire website, and I lost my permissions and I got behind on a couple blogs, and that really kind of showed me don't abuse your powers and think like with the end in mind. That's like one of our school like character traits this year. Other skills that taught me were reflective writing, because Mr. Solar said the reflective parts have to be really, really good, because that's really what he looks for when he wants to tweet out our blogs. So he passed out these sheets a couple weeks ago with everything that in our blogs, like anything we should change or could change or had to change. And reflections, he said, I think he might have said this when I was talking to him, were one of the top things that he had to correct and that I should correct just in general. Another one was manage projects, because if you didn't have all of your blogs done and have a decent grade in science and social studies, you would have to stay in from recess, your very last recesses, to finish those. It was, and when it was, he didn't care if it was nice weather or cold weather, you would have to stay in and do it. The last skill it taught me was to apply technology effectively. The computers worked really effective because we got so many, like, teachers have complimented us so many times. We've learned to use them, and it really affected how our school year went this year. And next year in middle school, we're going back to first century learning with textbooks and worksheets and packets and homework and lots of homework, not just math homework. I think other teachers should do this because it's so much more fun for the students and for the teacher, because with the teacher you just really have to let them do their own thing and just help them if they need it. So all the teachers really have to do is help, like the slightest bit, because kids these days really know how to use computers really well, and my parents are always complaining about how we're on our computers too much, so all the kids are going to know how to use the computers, and all you have to do is check out the cart besides that, and that doesn't take too long. It takes a minute to go in there. And the students will like it a lot better because, one, they get to be on technology. Two, they get way more freedom than you would have with a textbook and a worksheet, because you can't with a worksheet you can't really include stuff that you liked without incorporating it with a question. You can have the questions, but with the reflection it should be really long and really good, and your hands are going to be dying if you decide to write that on a worksheet. And the last thing that you have to do when it comes to doing this, you just have to trust your students, because Mr. Solars has just trusted us, and we haven't had anything really go wrong this year with kids abusing technology powers, even though he's had that before. He just trusts us and let us go with and just goes with the flow, and when it happens, you get punished, and he lets go and he trusts you. The worst thing that will happen is you lose technology for a couple of days, or you're at a desktop for the rest of the year. It's not bad. Our desktops are pretty up to date, and if you use it, but if you do end up losing your computer, it's missing out on a lot, and that's going to be a lot of homework for you. So that's why you should use blogs for your students in your classroom, or just try and convince your teacher to use blogs. It's really good, and it teaches lots of skills, way more than I just said, and it's really easy for the teacher to do too.